Hi. Hello, everyone. So, would you mind to just give a brief introduction of yourself so that I can uh, get an idea of audience? So, as I have already mentioned about myself, that myself Satyamitasu, working in a Pune-based software IT industry, and I have a tenure of around 20 years in this field. And I'd like to share my experience and thinking about writing a good and effective resume. So if you can please introduce yourself. I can see Harsh Pranit is there. Hi Harsh. Can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Hello, sir. My name is Harsha,
Okay.
and I'm basically a civil engineer with a doctorate degree. So I had
Okay.
some experience in around 6 years of industry experience in civil engineering, and
Okay.
4 years of research experience, and 3 years as a academician, as a professor.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not doing any job right now. So
Okay.
we're planning to shift my career
Okay. No issues. So your experience, that's my intention is to know whether you have experienced or at what level of experience you have. I mean, in terms of years or months. Thank you, Harsh. So coming to Kalpana. Hi, Kalpana. I think Kalpana, you are in mute.
Hi, sir. I'm hearing.
Yeah. Can you
Hello.
please go ahead? Just in brief,
Actually,
what is your background? I mean, in which?
myself and I have had more than 8 years of experience in telecom sector, and right now I'm doing as a design engineer for Kia company and through
Okay.
Capgemini. So
Okay.
attach this instead for web engineer.
Okay. No issues. Hey, coming to Bodhya, Deepak. Hi, Buddha. So, Bodhida Deepak. Sorry, I'm sorry for pronouncing your name. Would you mind to just introduce yourself in a line with you?
Yeah, my name is Deepak Kumar.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, I completed my master's in 2016. So I'm much eagerly waiting for a DevOps course and completed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Okay,
why.
Deepak. So sorry to interrupt. Do you have experience or just
Actually,
about?
experienced in another technology. So
Okay,
I
no
want.
issues. I mean, you are having some okay experience at least.
Yes, another
Okay, thanks.
technology experience. Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, coming to Pratima. Hi, Pratima.
Hi, um, I actually worked for 2 years in IT industry, and then
Okay.
I did my MS in Canada for 2 years, and that I finished it in around 2018. After that, I did not work anywhere. Now I want to start my career with DevOps again.
Okay, okay. No issues. No issues. Thank you. Coming to Shubhojit.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I am working in IT in this company right now.
Okay.
So basically, I'm learning .NET
Okay.
and Azure from Recognizer service, and I have 1 year and 6 months of experience.
Okay. Thank you. Coming to Vanam.
I'm from Kolkata.
Okay. Thank you. Coming to Vanam. Gautam. Hello, Gautam.
Yeah, hello, sir. Yes, I'm Gautam. I completed my master's in 2012, and I'm into academics actually. I'm a civil engineer. I have an experience of nearly 7 years in teaching alone and 3 years in industry.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks. Hi. Coming to the last person, Krishna. Hi, Krishna. Would you mind to just introduce yourself in a sentence? I think Krishna's audio is not audible. Not working, might be. Okay, no issues. So thank you all. Thanks for the interaction, and it will help me to understand the experience level you are having, or what is the career. But there is another reason that I will tell why I asked this question, or rather I asked you to introduce yourself. So just about line by line. So good, how to write a good and effective resume. So I will try to give stress on these two words, good and effective. So what does mean good and then effective? Why I use these two words? So we write resumes just to show our background, what are looking, and other informations. That's the prima facie document we can share. Based on it, the employer calls for an interview or starts asking question based on that. So if it is not good, I mean, it good in the sense it should look good, it should be neat and clean. The information should be to the point. And now the next comes the effective. What does an effective? So writing sentences or words which is not relevant to the work, or if it does not give an idea, or if the employer does not feel that this candidate is suitable for the job he is having, it will not impact, and he or she might get feel not to call you up, because there is some other reason which will give an idea to him or her that that candidate is much suitable for the position. So it has to be effective. The resume is the first impression of the candidate. So we have to not only write good, that means it should be neat and clean, brief, or in detail wherever required, but it has to be effective as well. Now, coming to the next. So any question on that? Okay, I hope not. Then coming to the next slide. So we always, many times come across these two words, resume and curriculum vitae. So what's the difference? So first of all, let me tell you the history. When I was I started looking for job. So I prepared my resume. So by that time, it was called biodata. So that means the person's history from the school days and to the present, and what is looking for. Later, it became popular as resume, and then it came.
Not able to. I'm
Sorry.
sorry to interrupt. I'm not able to see your screen.
Oh, you are not able to see?
Yeah, same, sir. Same here. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Actually, the first slide is showing only that write a good.
Okay. Okay. Let me share again. I'm sharing my whole screen. Let me know.
Yeah, it's coming.
Now the second slide has come, right? So that was the first slide, and this is the second. I hope you are seeing the second slide now. Hello.
What? Just go. Now it is showing that what not to write.
Now can you see what resume and curriculum vitae, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks. So
Yeah,
this is
PPT type is visible.
so
Hello.
this is the agenda. Sorry, I started with this. Now the agenda. What is the resume? What is the difference between curriculum vitae and CV? And what should be written, what should not be written, then how to present the writing, then how to design the resume or CV. Hope you can see this agenda. Can you see my, can you see the agenda slide?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we can see it.
Now coming to the this differentiation. So there's a word called resume. There's another called curriculum Vitae. So what's the difference? So the basic difference is the resume is same version or the another version of the curriculum Vitae, or the curriculum Vitae is the another version of resume. So what is the difference? Where the resume contains a brief description. It covers everything that is mentioned in the curriculum Vitae, whereas curriculum Vitae is a detailed description of the candidate. That so what is detail and brief? Say, but the information is same. So what is the where it makes difference? The difference mainly for say the work for an working employee who has worked for 10 years. So he might have worked in many areas or many projects of the same area, and he might have worked in many projects for an instance of IT. So there he gathered different kind of knowledges, played different roles and responsibilities. So if we put it in a work experience, it may take 2-3 pages. So there's a detailed description of this work experience. Now, if I put those experiences, then it's a detailed description of the kind of what he has done. Now, if he or she puts information on the technologies he has used, or the tools he has used, and for that tools used for what purpose. So if we put this kind of detailed information, so the length becomes bigger. It becomes a bit lengthy. So ultimately, those are called generally curriculum vitae, whereas resume gives the same information, but not much in detail. So if I have worked for 10 years, I will just highlight in last 10 years, what are the areas I have worked on, and what are my achievements, and what is the name of the organizations. I will not going to describe in each and every project what I have worked on, in what are the responsibilities were in each and every organizations. So this is the main area, or rather this is the main difference of resume and curriculum. So based on the requirement, you can send, or maybe you can prepare both a resume as well as a curriculum vitae. It depends upon your personal choice, and sometimes maybe according to a requirement. Say if someone asks, give me a profile in brief or in short, I don't want a lengthy one. So you can send him quickly a resume. So resume can be of one, rather should be of one page, preferably. So the employer gets a thorough inspection of the history or background of the candidate from top to bottom of the whole career. Then he moves to the next one. Now, if that particular candidate goes to a technical board for discussion, they might need a detailed description of the projects he has worked, where he worked, how he evolved through his career. Maybe for that reason, you have to prepare a curriculum video. So I would recommend all of you to have both the versions. Based on the requirement or need, you can put the resume or the curriculum vitae to the person. So any questions so far?
So for a fresher's resume and curriculum vitae is kind of same things.
Yeah, yes. For a fresher, maybe a one-page resume might be enough, because mainly the employer looks for a candidate who can stay and perform for a period of 2-3 years at least. So the presentation will be mainly on your name, objective in life, what you have learned apart from your academics, so that you are suitable for that job. So you can be placed in that post. So whatever you have done in your projects or in colleges, that does not make sense to the employer, because those projects are far different, or rather the real life projects are far different from the what is done in the academic institutions. Because
Yes. Those are basically copy paste from Google.
yeah, so I will come to that. So next part, what to put in a resume or in curriculum Vitae.
Okay.
So now what to write. So in a resume, what you have to write. So that first of all, the most relevant information for skills, experience, and knowledge. So you might have passed out from an engineering institution. You might have come out of a management institution, or you have just completed your college. But you must be having some skills. Otherwise, every candidate can be considered as same. So you have to sell yourself to match with the requirement, so the employer can easily pick you up to put it you on that particular post. And if you have experience, you have to match with the requirement. That, I mean, not exactly, whatever your experience is should be relevant to the employer's requirement. That whenever a job opening is disclosed or circulated, so there must be having some criteria that you have to pass out from this this management or graduate or higher. You must have technical degree, or you must have PhD. So that's the eligibility. Now comes the why he or she will take you. So that will depend based on your skills, experience, and knowledge. So you have to write the most relevant information on the skills, experience, and knowledge that should match to some at least 60% to the job opening, so that it becomes relevant and you are selected for an interview. The next one, adding quantitative figure. So we often write that as a project manager, I led teams. I lead. If suppose someone is at marketing, is leading team in Eastern India. Okay, you have led a team of how many people? How many people you can manage? If you are leading Eastern India, fine. How many clients you are covering? What are the, suppose you are accounting as an accountant. So how much of business or revenue or money, I mean, you are actually managing? What is the size of the business? Is the business of tier 5? Is it a limited company, or if you are in a brokerage organization, what are your client strength? How many are level 5? If you are having some client who are in Fortune 500, okay, mention that. So otherwise, it is very flat. If you have worked as a sales consultant or some consultant, ultimately the money talks. So how much you have added value to the client, to the organization, that matters. So if you have worked for 10 years in a company for sales or marketing executive, how much you have growth you have contributed for the organization. So that is important. So only saying that I am a leader, I am a manager, I work this. Okay, fine. What change you have made after you joined to this company? What is your contribution? So that he can gauge, okay, this person can bring more business. This person can bring more income to my organization. This much. So it gets a particular impact that improving business for the organization. The third is visa and passport. So some of the this is specific mainly for IT and others where on-site travel is required. So if you have visa, please mention that you have H-1B visa, US H-1B visa, so that you can be selected for a on-site contract or assignment. If you have passport, please mention that. That means you can all travel. Okay, no issues. After hiring, if they find you do not have passport and they have some on-site assignment, so they get bit annoyed. Okay, you don't, it will take, so somebody else will be given. But if you have it, okay, he has passport, we can put it to an on-site very quickly. And very important is that after writing the whole resume or CV, please spell and grammar check. That is very much important. Some of the spelling mistakes gives very bad impression to the employer. So this person doesn't know spelling of this. Very, very pathetic. How can he write? How can he work as a content writer if he cannot write his own resume correctly? So there are other things, but these are very generic. So that's why I put it this information for all. So if you have any question, you can ask. I think no. So let's move on to the next. So coming to the another point, what not to write. So as a speaker, you have to know what to speak. Suppose you were invited in a seminar, you have to speak to the audience. You have to prepare your speech. Okay. In speech, you have to know what to be put it on. That's good. What to speak about. And another important is what not to. So first and foremost, do not bring any irrelevant information like father's name, religion, marital status. It does not matter at all in nowadays. Even in which country you are residing, it hardly matters in this global platform, because many organizations are giving work on-site, for far distance. You are working online. So there is, your nationality does not matter. And whatever information is needed, anything, it will be filled up later on. You can, there are internal websites of the organizations where they store data. You will be asked to fill up those. And putting those information in resume or curriculum vitae would add no value to the employer regard for interview, selecting the candidate for an interview. So the information you will be sharing would be most relevant. Second, like the freshers who are the marks of the, or for the experience, the marks of subjects for experience, for the experience is not needed at all. Maybe in some cases, for freshers, it might be needed for the GPA or some other percentage, percentile might be needed. So there they can mention, if it is mentioned specifically, Otherwise, the subject percentage of subjects what you have acquired 10, 20 years ago is relevant for the employer. So no need to mention that. And third is salary and notice period. So salary is a very confidential. You do not need to put it on your resume or candidate curriculum vitae, as well as the notice period. And mainly the notice period is for an organization maybe 2 months, for 3 months, or 2.5 months, 1 month, whatever it may be. You do not know to whom it is going. And in today's world, when we are uploading resumes or CVs in portals, job portals, after put it on the portal, you change some job, but you don't like it, you want to draw out. Maybe that company is or looking for an candidate who can join in 2 months, but you have 3 months notice period. But if you discuss that if 1 or 2 weeks can be given, then you can join, then it's okay. Otherwise, if you put it on, there might be a chance based on this. Okay, no, don't, because everyone knows that notice period is generally 2 months or 3 months. So no need to put it on that the resume. You can put that information in the email or mail with which you are attaching the resume or CV. So there is no need to disclose this information on the CV or resume itself. Fourth is reference. So reference, like some other person who is having a designated post in some organization, but do not put it on the resume itself. Because if it is given, maybe a chance, and of course the contact number never of the reference. Because if this is processed, if the interviewer calls up the person whom name you have mentioned might get offended for getting so many calls, because suppose in 3 months period you contact your profile has been processed by 10 organizations, he or she will be getting 10 calls. So he or she might get offended and disturbed. So please do not reference. In case a reference is needed, you can give based on specific request only. So these are the main I have seen in my career. So which were not much effective, and it gives a negative impact rather, or not needed relevant information. That's why I have rated this. So if you have any confusion what not to write, or if you think that whether should I put it on, you can ask me now.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, generally, I write the father's name in the personal details section in the last, like father's name, mother's name, then the blood group, then date of birth. This thing actually we got a sample CV from our college, so there in the personal details section I got that the father's name, mother's name, blood group, date of birth is needed. So it is for the experience that when you are experienced guy, then you don't need to put these things like personal details or like.
To be very honest, if they are not needed at all nowadays, because whether you are a fresher or a regular employee, after hiring, you will be given some link to provide all this information. Okay, and religion, specifically religion, is not about to be asked by any organization.
No, religion I understand. I didn't write, but
no, I'm coming to the next part. That what you mentioned that given from college. If there is a specific template given to you that you fill up this and submit. For an example, there will be some organization coming for campus interview. You have been given a template of your resume or CV that you have to fill up and give it back to the head of the organization so that they can pass it to the employer or the person who will be coming for campus interview. In that case, you can mention, no issues. As it is a given template, you just fill up. But if you have given a choice, even though you are a fresher, you need not to write these things at all. Because what they will do with your father's or mother's name or your religion or your any personal information, that is irrelevant.
Okay, so basically I'll remove the personal detail section from my CV. Means the in the section just father's name, mother's name, blood group, date of birth, these 4 things are written.
Yeah, so there is a point here. In organizations who are taking interviews, we in the process, or in the organizations there is a database of resumes or profiles. So there, to identify duplicacy or ignore the duplicate records or candidature, they need 3 basic information: date of birth, passport number, or PAN number. Generally, because combination of 3 is going to be unique for each and every candidate. So in personal information, whatever you are saying, you can mention these 3 max only. Date of birth is important. And you can mention maybe your PAN number. That's all. Because when those profile are uploaded, suppose someone is uploading your profile to an organization's internal database to find whether your profile is already uploaded or not, they will use these 3 field values to identify.
Okay,
So,
okay, I understand.
Yeah. So you can mention max date of birth, PAN number, or passport number. That's all. Not even Aadhaar card number. That is that is similar to SSN, that is Social Security number. You should not disclose in your profile. Only in case that particular organization needs your number, then in that case you can communicate and then can share. Otherwise, there is no need.
And that number marks of subject means marks of subject not, but in the qualification, so class 10, class 12, and my BTech number means percentage is written in my CV.
That is also not required. You just need to mention suppose you are writing a CV, there you can write when you have got graduated from which university in which year. That's all. No need to mention the whole pass as aggregate percentage. Below that, you should write when you have completed high school. You completed your high schooling from this school under this board in this year. That's all. And next would be the board, your first board exam. You pass this board exam on this and from this school in this year. That's all. No need to mention that. And if you are writing a resume, that means in brief, you just mention your graduation, because graduation needs high school or if you have done a graduation or diploma, it needs either the 12th, 10+2 or 10th. Otherwise, you will not be admitted. So that means you have some. But you already have that class 2 or 10th board exam cleared.
So just I'll write the one line that my highest qualification that I passed out from this college from this year.
Yeah, that's if you are writing a resume, and if you are having 20 years of experience, because the experience is more important than your last 10 years education.
Okay.
But if you are okay, so generally we write 3 lines only. the graduation or post-graduation, and the board exam, board and the 10th. That's all. Not
Hmm.
more than 3-4 lines.
Okay, okay. And one thing, just you didn't mention this thing, so I'm just asking that we just write that our hobby, then like this, that I like
Yeah,
to.
I understand. Interest, areas of interest. That is you can mention or not mention, but nowadays these are not given not much interest, but it gives an idea about your personality. Whether you are an introvert, extrovert kind of person, and what you're liking, okay, it gives an idea. That's
Okay.
all. That gives an idea of a personality. That's all, nothing else. So
Okay,
even
and
that is even if it is not mentioned, that would not matter much.
okay,
But
okay,
what will matter to me if you have read Sigmund Freud novel or Kafka, or you go to watch movies every weekend. That is irrelevant to me, but it will give me an idea.
okay,
So if you are suppose if you are a content writer, and if you write something, reading magazines, journals, that means you get updated. If you are an you are applying for a job of a lecturer, if you write reading novels, that makes sense. Okay, that means this is his passion. By passion, he is in academic age. Even if at free times he enjoys reading books. Okay, fine. That's in line.
actually that is matching. You are saying that if it is a matching, right?
Yeah, that just give an idea about the person. Otherwise, from a selection process perspective, it doesn't make any difference.
Okay, okay. And for the experience, I am saying the for the experience, I suppose 2 years or 3 years. So that in the college days training means it is matter or not, means should I include
To be very
for a
honest,
2
not.
years experience?
No.
Eh?
What you have done during your college days, professional training, after 5-10 years, it does not matter. Because the work you have done in last 5 years will speak more than about your college trainings.
Okay.
You can mention in 1 or 2 lines that suppose during your college days you have gone to vocational training in that particular workshop. Okay, fine. That means you have some exposure to some big organization. That's all. But in detail, it does not make
Okay.
much sense.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. I hope I'm clear on this topics.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
So I think so. The question that I'm asking right now can be apt for most of the people available here. As you can see, sir, few of them are from different domains, and we are ideal at this point of time. And most of them want to start their careers. Okay, so I am really confident that most of the people don't want to fake their careers because they don't want to transform from one side from A to B. Okay, so in that cases, people want to make the resumes or CVs like they want to go into software companies like startup companies rather focusing on MNC companies. So will there be any differences in posting a resume so that it is more suitable for startup companies or this one bigger companies?
Okay,
so how do we want to write a resume for that? Yes.
Okay. Let me clarify your question first. So you want to know whether we have to prepare resume or CV differently, whether it's a big organization or a startup, or is it that you want to change your profession? What will be your
yes, sir. So we want to change our professions. Okay, we want to change from one field to the
I got it.
Because we find the jobs to be a bit
okay.
There's
I
much
got your
growth in the field, so we want.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I got your point. Suppose okay, let me give an example, very good example. Recently, I came to know about my childhood friend who was from school days. He was very good in literature. Very excellent, I would say. I've never seen such a student like him in literature. And we used to, not only we, even specifically in Bengal. So he went for a job or started different, I would say, occupations. But later he finally found himself good in writing in English also. Then he switched as started his career as a freelance writer. But very recently, I came to know that he has joined a Kolkata-based IT company as a content writer. So there is a change of his mode of work, that he continued with his skill with in writing, but in different way. So to answer your question to be more specific, you can, but you have to sell yourself. So when you are switching your career, so you have to switch, but you have to also sell, otherwise the interviewer will not accept you. You should have some credibility that you will be picked up. So that is just based on your either experience or achievement. Suppose I am a software developer, but I want to go to networking area. Or say you are a good in literature, but your subjects were you studied law. Now you want to pursue your career in law. Fine, you have to get some certificates or degrees, or suppose you are a lawyer, but you want to during a lockdown phase you started writing articles, then you found a good interest in it, and you want to be associate with some content writing, or so you have to, then in that case you have to represent your resume such a way so that it matches with the requirement, and that matching should be done at the very beginning. So your resume will be highlighting the mentioning the skills and knowledge that you have right now or you are currently pursuing with the requirement. So whatever you have done before 5 years comes later. So that your current skill, knowledge, and passion supersedes your previous experiences, and the employer find your profile very much suitable. So you can format or content specific, it should be same, but you have to very carefully mention the phrases or words so that it matches very close with the requirement. I hope you have got my answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you mean to say we want to combine both the things, like prior the experience that I have to the field which I am applying for, so I can correlate both of them.
Yeah, because if it is your previous experience does not is not needed, then it's fine. You need not to stress on that, but you have to stress on the items with which will require more. So you can so that the match becomes very quickly and easily.
Okay.
Every employer tries to find out the most suitable boy, like kind of. So you have to make yourself, make your profile or resume very much suitable for the employer. So let me tell you, an employer does not give more than 2 to 3 minutes for a resume. Very specifically the first page, and more accurately the half of the page. They don't go to the bottom much. Even if they go, they will just serve the other pages. So you have to put everything on the first page and at the first half very carefully to serve your purpose. Okay. And your
so
interview.
You mean to say, sir, like,
sorry?
Tell me, sir.
Got it?
Tell me, sir. I'll add it a bit later.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I think that's we are covered. Now coming to the how to represent. Yeah. So first of all, how will you represent your CV? It might be different formats. Whatever format you choose, your name, your role. Now coming to your question that what you are looking for, that or and what you are doing, that should match. So you have to mention your role like that you are this person, your name, full name, and then what you are. If you are a
Hello.
content writer, if you're a graphics designer, whatever may be your designation in the organization is, that is different. If you are a project manager, okay, or project lead, but project management is a generic term, better you should use that. If you are writing specific to healthline articles, you just write content writer. So that role is generic and can fit into the required job. And of course, your contact details. Rather, I have mentioned that contact number. Rather, I should have mentioned contact details. That means your phone number, email address. That's all. They will not drop a letter to your postal address. That you can give at the bottom, like someone else said, personal details. Rather, you can mention as this whole CV is personal. So you can mention that as other details, and there you can put permanent address or then date of birth, permanent address, like those. So just name, role, contact number is the information. And another trick to get the to catch the eyes of the employer, if you have done any certification, you have done any achievements, any logo or something you have acquired, just put it on the top section, so that it will impact the employer. Okay, you are that certified, you have that thing. Okay, fine, great. That great. This person must be the achiever. So in the first part, just mention name, role, and contact. And do not use many different fancy fonts. It will not match effect. Rather, use 2-3 fonts and 2-3 type for font size and font name, actually, rather fonts. Times New Roman, Arial, Booksman Old Style, very generic one. Not to go, don't go for too fancy. It will not. This is not for a show. This is for information. And highlight the keywords. That means if you have done this thing, if you are a salesperson, if you have achieved these things in which area, which field, or which domain you have worked. So highlight those keywords. Say if you have worked on a specific technology, highlight that technology name. Do not put it in at the detail section. You also put it in the primary section, that your profile highlights. And categorize the content. Say some skills, knowledge areas, what your academic, that means your schooling, colleges, and everything. Then your experience is totally different. Then achievements, like suppose you have achieved some award in some organization. If you have done certification, mention the certification as well, but different areas, so that the employer will come to know, okay, this is achieved, this is achieved. But do not make it a line wise, say, or in the work experience area, when you have worked in, you have achieved this award. No, the people are not interested to go through each and every line. So you have to highlight. You have to sell yourself. So that was the one generic part. And coming to the next, okay, any question on this? Sorry, this is being staged a bit. Any question on this? I hope no. Okay, coming to the last almost the resume 5 seconds. So there is a there before you start writing profile, you have to plan the purpose finding. I mean, why you are writing this? So why you are writing this? Because we are applying for a job. Which job? What kind of job? So please be careful, and please keep in mind that you are applying for this kind of job. So you have to prepare the CV like that. And then writing, you write the content, then design. So design means that you have to keep the key sections, say whatever you mentioned, categorize. This category should be mentioned in different areas of the page, so that different categories are in the different categories of information are written in on the same area, as well as they are in a particular area. Okay, so whatever else, okay, this certification, okay, has he done? Okay, fine, he has done. So not to be scattered, and it should be distributed well in the CV, not in one-sided. So the vision goes one-sided for the primary information, and some information is left, and which is on other side, which might be required for the employer. Now, formatting is the how you present, how you design the page. So catch the eye. So you have to highlight the key words or key factors that will help you, and then share. Either you have to upload to the job portals and make some changes to the content and upload it again, so that profile is alive. I mean, the employer generally downloads the last 7 days updated or latest CVs. So you can upload every weekend, or just make a change so that your CV is always updated. And last is, so good resume is a halfway ticket to land for an English. It's kind of a passport, I would say, but not the visa. To get the visa, you have to interview well. You have to perform well in an interview. So whatever you have written in resume, please make sure if you are asked any question, you can answer, or you should not give a vague answer, or whatever written, you are able to tell the person in front. So it's not a essay, it's not a, I would say, philosophic content. So whatever you have written, that should be specific to your profile, your history, and as well as you have to present that to the employer. Now, to help you out, I can just give a quick note on this, or note, rather not note, I would say, let me show you something else that will help you. You can start with this. Let me open Word, and let me share. So if you go to Word, let me share my screen. I hope can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir. No, we cannot see. We are seeing only recording here.
But I have shared this. Just hold on. Share screen. Okay. Yeah. So if you click on Word, I hope you can see now. If you click on Word, now there will be more templates. So go to the template area, and there is a resume and cover letters. If you don't find it, you just type in there resume. So you will find, and there will be different templates given. You can pick up any template and start writing your profile. Just get an idea how it looks like. And based on your profession, you can select the template. Say for an manager or anyone who is in administration for long, for him that one template might be relevant, but not for a graphic designer. Some other template will be most relevant. So based on the profile, maybe you can think of which should be most relevant, what would match to your profile, or you can pick up from this. And there are a few websites as well that helps. Say, for an example, there is a website called jt.com where you can download some template and you can put it your information there. They will prepare your resume based on the template. Maybe we can get the idea how that can be, how the content can be designed and put it. And maybe you can create a Word document and say insert a table and then design a template by yourself, not to be dependent on this website. But I think there is another item very much helpful for you. So I can put it in the chat box. So maybe you can try. So I think I have already consumed more than an hour. I should have gone faster, but to answer your questions, and this is very important. So as I mentioned that this is a passport of a new job. So if you don't have the passport, you will not be able to enter a new country. So something, if you don't have a good resume or CV, even you will not be selected, then how can